up, everybody? Welcome back to the Davies Disc Locker channel, and today I'm going to talk about how I like to layer for winter disc golf. So if you're like me, you're probably addicted to disc golf, and even when the weather gets cold, you still want to play. I'm down here in the south, so cold is kind of a relative term. You know, I'm talking about playing in the 30s, 40s. So for those of y'all up north, we don't have snow on the ground. But anyways, I have developed over the last couple seasons what I think is the perfect disc golf layering system so that I can still go out and play, be comfortable, be warm, but not be encumbered or feel like I don't have a full range of motion when I'm throwing due to my layers. So before I get started, you might be wondering, like, how do I have anything to teach you about layering for winter disc golf? I grew up on the West Coast. Been snowboarding since I was 3, and for the last 15 years I have been working in outdoor retail, so selling, camping, backpacking, skiing, mountaineering, all kinds of winter equipment to people to layer, to be warm, dry, comfortable, and enjoy those activities that they love. So hopefully all this information that I've compiled over the last decade and a half will be useful to you to help you enjoy winter disc golf. Waterproof shoes are a must. Lots of people are nuts about the Terexes. I really like Salomon's a lot. I've also had really good luck with these North Face waterproof shoes. They're super light, super comfortable. They've got good tread, so I mean they're hiking shoes that are waterproof, so they're perfect for disc golf. These are muddy from my New Year's Day round at Trey Deuce and Texas Twist out in East Texas. Highly recommend. It was an awesome course. These kept me nice and dry, so that is super crucial. Next, sock choice is super crucial too. I go with merino wool socks. Definitely not cotton. Cotton is the worst thing you can wear. Performance, like moisture wicking socks, are good. I think merino wool is the best. It's warm, it wicks moisture well. They don't stink like those performance moisture wicking socks do. That is my 10 out of 10 recommendation for footwear. Next up is my lower body. On the outside, on those really cold days, I'm wearing something like this. It's a stretch nylon soft shell pant. So you might be able to see, yeah. So it's super stretchy. These ones actually have like mud guards on them, which is kind of overkill, and a hook to hook on your shoelaces so that way they don't slide up. More for snow than for just cold weather. But what I like about these is because they're a soft shell, they're wind and water resistant, which are two of your worst enemies in the cold as far as staying warm and comfortable. And then beneath these, I still go with the merino wool, but that's kind of a pricey solution. You know, $20 pair of socks for merino wool socks, super duper worth it. The merino wool leggings can get kind of expensive, so any sort of base layer, non-cotton base layer, is gonna work wonders. And I even have 2 different weights depending on what time of year or, you know, what the temperatures are, so that way I don't get overheated, because that's easy to do when you're layering something like this with base layers. So that's the lower body. Also, before I move on, I'm gonna give a shout out to Kuhl. That is their logo right there, K-U-H-L. They're the most comfortable pants for hiking, disc golf, any of that, because they put darts in the knees so they don't bind up. You have a full range of motion in these pants, so cool pants, definitely it. So moving on to upper body, same thing. Like, I wouldn't go play in a cotton t-shirt. I would wear, you know, maybe a club t-shirt that's already like polyester or nylon, something moisture wicking that's not gonna hold on to sweat or rain or whatever to help keep you dry, because that's gonna help keep you warmer. So long sleeve or short sleeve, that's up to you. I usually only go with long sleeve. It's super duper cold, just to limit the layering on my arms. So moisture wicking t-shirt that is not cotton. That's the first part of the upper body. And then after my t-shirt, I go with something like this. It's known as like a hybrid insulation, but anything lightweight will do. This is a grid fleece, which is super, super thermally efficient. Again, non-cotton. This is a good thing. If you're not going with merino wool for your base layers, you can find leggings like this. But anyways, for a top, I like something like this. It's thin, it's lightweight, and if I start to get overheated and I shed the outer layers I'm gonna show you next, this is still really comfortable to play in, and it works well. And then sometimes I forget a beanie, so I like having a hood. So if I'm wearing a ball cap, I can still put a hood on and kind of have my head insulated. So something lightweight, a little heavier than what you're wearing next to skin. Next up, I think a vest is super crucial because it's extra insulation on your core, but again, mobility. You don't have very much on your arms at all. And for those like early spring, late fall rounds, this is all I'll wear. These two things with a performance base layer next to skin on the bottom, and I'll be good to go. If it's really wintry, then I have the jacket version of this vest. It's synthetic down, just to cut cost as opposed to the real down. And then again, got another synthetic down. These are both from Patagonia, but super lightweight. They pack into my bag really easy. Whether I'm using my Dynamic Disc cart with their little accessory bags down below, or my E4 with a huge top pocket, these things break down, you know, smaller than a football, so they can stuff in pockets really easily and they don't take up a lot of space. I'm not having to carry my jacket, I can just like stash it in my bag. So that's super important. And again, a hood, so if it's really windy and the cold wind is whipping, I can bust this up, and because of the insulation and the nylon, it is pretty close to windproof. So I really like that a lot. And then actually a hat. These these Discmania ones are wicked hot. So like the other day, it was like 33 degrees when we started. I brought this, I started wearing it, but once I got warmed up, I ditched it and I went to something lighter that I could wear, like a baseball cap and then just a loose beanie, cover my ears. So those are super important. And that is almost everything. All right, next up are the little accessories that I think make a huge difference, but they're super easy to forget. So I have, these are from Outdoor Research. I think they make fantastic gloves. I think they discontinued this model though. But it's a fingerless fleece glove that converts into a mitten. So when I'm digging in my bag, taking scores, I have gloves on, but then between holes or between lies, I have a pair of mittens that are windproof. And if it's really cold, I'll even throw with these. I find it doesn't affect it too much. Like my power grip, like I can still pull the disc into my hand really well. And hey, I'm playing disc golf, so not competitive with these on, but I can still make it happen. And my hands are pretty comfortable. Next up, there's lots of different brands that are making these now, but this is from Burton. And it's all tangled up. Here we go. So it is like a fleece hood type thing. So I could wear it around my neck, you know, like a scarf, keep my neck warm. It has a face mask component, so I can keep my nose and cheeks out of the wind. And then it even has a hood. And this one's really big. Burton's a snowboard company, so this is the size that could go over a helmet. But they make another size that's smaller and it fits more like the hoodie on, you know, just a regular pullover hoodie. And I like that one a lot too, because this one, the mask kind of falls down. And lastly, hand warmers. If it's cold and you're playing disc golf and you're struggling to be warm and you don't have hand warmers, what are you doing? Get some hand warmers. They're cheap. They're like 70 cents a pair. They last all day long, like 10 hours or something like that. And even after I take my gloves off when I get warmed up and they're not in my gloves anymore, I'll just throw them in my hand pocket, because then if I just get a little chilly, boom, they're in my hand pocket of my jacket. So get yourself some hand warmers. That's the cheapest way to improve your winter disc golf experience. And the disc of the day, Mint Royal Profit. I really want one in premium plastic. I really want one in glow plastic. Come on, guys. But Royal Profit, this thing made it back in my bag since I'm learning lefty, and I can't throw a zone. My left hand forehand is just trash still. I'm really drilling it. But because it's a notch down in speed and a notch less in stability, this thing has turned into my workhorse approach disc again. Love this disc. Plastic feels great. I bought this one when they released, and when they had their Royal box, I got its twin. They're both 173, same color, same stamp. Crazy. Must have been meant to be, you know what I mean? So disc of the day, Royal Mint Profit. If you haven't tried it out, check one out from your local retailer or mint.com.